Hi, my name is Lizzie Wade, and I'm a contributing correspondent for Science magazine. I cover research in Latin America from my home in Mexico City. I've lived here for about 5 years as Science's correspondent, so I speak Spanish, and I cover a lot of archaeology, as well as a fair bit of earth sciences like geology and ecology. I'm really interested in people's relationship to nature and different ecosystems, and how that relationship changes in different places and in different time periods. I was really honored to receive a grant from the Pulitzer Center recently to travel to Colombia and cover how that country's peace deal with the FARC is opening up new opportunities for science and especially for fieldwork. The FARC, or the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, is a Marxist guerrilla group that had been at war with the Colombian government since 1964. At its height, the FARC occupied huge pieces of Colombia, especially rural and undeveloped ecosystems that scientists really wish they could study. Colombia is one of the most biodiverse countries in the world, but researchers were really limited in where they could go to do fieldwork for many decades. Some universities even had to close research stations because their scientists were threatened or even kidnapped. But in 2016, the Colombian government signed a peace treaty with the FARC. Guerrilla fighters handed over their weapons and emptied their jungle camps, and researchers started venturing out into scientifically unexplored territory. So with funding from the Pulitzer Center, I went to Colombia and accompanied several geologists on their first fieldwork trip to the Gulf of Urubá. That's in northern Colombia, right on the border with Panama. These geologists were really interested in the region's volcanic past and figuring out when Panama and Colombia had first joined. That let animals and plants cross between North and South America for the first time, so it's a really important part of Earth's biological and geological history. But these Colombian scientists had never been able to explore that story from within their own country before. It was really special to get to go with them and experience that, what it was like seeing that territory for the first time. It was amazing to hike through these remote creeks and untouched forests looking for rock samples, but we also saw the sad fate of what may be coming for much of Colombia's biodiversity. Many pieces of the remote territory we visited had already been cleared for cattle ranching. As Colombia gets safer, this kind of development will only increase. Deforestation is already soaring, especially in delicate ecosystems like the country's piece of the Amazon rainforest. I felt really lucky to get to visit Colombia at a pivotal moment in its history and tell an underappreciated story about the really wonderful Colombian scientists working to both learn about and protect their country. You can read my story on Science Magazine's website in English or in Spanish. And thank you again to the Pulitzer Center for its support.